You're listening to the We Are Libertarians Podcast Network. Find all of our shows at wearelibertarians.com. You're listening to the We Are Libertarians Network. Learn more at wearelibertarians.com.
Welcome to the Boss Hog of Liberty podcast. This is episode number 363 of East San Antonio's favorite podcast. Sara Morrell, interim executive video. What do you want to be? Video producer today. Nate, choose your own adventure.
Both video and audio. I'm keeping both of the lights on.
Interim audio and video engineer Sara Morrell, and our co-host tonight, super fan, sexiest co-host we have, Chase Peyton.
On today's episode, we'll be discussing weather predictions.
Yes.
FBI raids.
Yes.
The NFL.
Yeah.
And TV viewership.
That's right. The category, the Category 5 superstorm that is the NFL when it comes to TV.
How the Colts will be 0-3 after facing the monsters of the Midway.
Are we playing the Vikings? This show's about our lives in rural Indiana. We're here to push your boundaries and make you think as individuals. Sometimes we'll provoke you, other times we'll make you laugh, but hopefully you'll always learn something new. Chase Peyton sliding into that co-host role real nice tonight. We just had a nice 10, 15-minute conversation over on the Patreon side, the folks that pay the bills and make this place happen. We talked about my adventure with the Redlegs, the oldest professional baseball team in all the land. I think that's what they're called.
Did you see Pete Rose?
No, I didn't look that hard. There are still people that wear Pete Rose jerseys.
Yeah.
Even now, it's insane. The man hasn't played baseball in my wife's lifetime, but he's banned. He can't get in the hall. Whatever.
Got to keep him in the stadium somehow.
Yes. So if you want to know what we talked about, patreon.com/BossHogOfLiberty. Join at any level. We thank the folks that help make it happen each and every week and get us on the air. $50 or more a month gets you a special shout out at the beginning of every episode. Those folks are John Phillips, Andy Moore, Buick GMC, Fishers, Indiana, and Blake Reese, Sports Corner and Varsity Outfitters. Does all of our custom embroidery. He said last week I opined that I wasn't sure. I've developed a style on this show.
Yes.
Accidentally. And then Luke Combs stole it. My PFGs, right? I wear these PFG shirts. And I had the Boss Hog logo put on it. And I said, let's go back to what I do in the wintertime. And I normally do seasonal, but I normally do like the God dang it. Flannel, right?
Yes.
The classic yellow checkered flannel or the black and red checkered flannel. And I was like, I don't know if I can get it embroidered. And he's like, oh, we can embroider that, no problem at all. So now we're gonna have to roll out some custom flannel shirts for the
nice
fall, and do a few more of those. So that's the plan. But if you got any logo, you got stuff like that, you want it hooked up, contact Sports Corner Varsity Outfitters, and they'll get you taken care of. As we were planning the show this week. By the way, Bones won't be here. Bones Harcourt, he made it 3 in a row.
Rip.
3 in a row, and then somebody ordered too much crap on Amazon.com, and the big brown truck was overloaded, and he couldn't get here tonight.
I will take some responsibility for that because we did just drop off 3 packages for UPS that were Amazon returns.
So you
could have just drove faster.
But yeah, I mean, listen, it's 92 degrees. You'd think he wouldn't want to hang out in that truck all day, but here we are. So I think this is Sarah's fault. We won tickets to go to the IndyCar victory celebration.
Yeah.
And our boy Alex Pillow is claiming his 3rd trophy. And Sara is having a moment of trying to decide what in the hell she's going to wear. So you've ordered every dress on Amazon.com, tried them on, and then sent them back.
No, I ordered one dress on Amazon.com. I tried it on and it was awful. So I was like, okay, well, I'm going to order another one and see if this one's any better.
Is this a black tie affair?
It is supposed to be. I haven't decided what color tie. I mean,
gotcha.
They'd like you to be formal. What are they going to do? Tell you no? You can't come in
And
here.
then I ordered a third dress that came in. Well, I had ordered shoes that would go with a red dress, and I'm not wearing a red dress. I'm wearing a different color. And then the shoes that I ordered, the heels feel just a little too high for like an all evening event. So I sent back the heels.
I
and
assume
two
they will
dresses
supply us with
today.
chairs.
And I have a dress that's here, and then shoes that should be here tomorrow or later tonight. I don't remember which day it said it was going to be
I
done.
mean, Bones is still out delivering packages, so we don't know.
Yeah, but that's coming from Amazon, not UPS.
Amazon is using their own people to deliver?
Yeah.
Interesting. Chase, are you guys in the Amazon
I
They
think
Come
for
Every Day
most
club
of
now? They're there all constantly?
No. They come about once a week, I would say.
Really?
Yeah.
You're nice and calm. I went and bought shoes last weekend. I'm now a Hoka guy.
I saw that.
I got excited and put it on the Snapchats.
How do you like them?
I like them a lot. Little tall, little squishy, but
My
good.
wife loves them. I think they're the ugliest shoes in the world.
I don't care about the looks. If you've seen me, I don't care about the looks, Chase.
You're beautiful, Jared.
Thank you. Yeah, Hokas are books, but I had a moment of rage. We went to Hamilton Town Center to buy shoes.
Specifically Cabela's.
We went to the Cabela's
because you had a gift card.
because I had a $50 Bass Pro card, and apparently they're the same company. So I'm like, I'm going to go there. And I looked, and they had an assortment of Hokas available. Cool. Show up. I needed the wide shoe, right? Are you
Way to go. I'm an E guy.
Don't go to Cabela's. They just simply don't carry them. And they're not offered.
At least not in Hoka's.
Right.
There were a few limited styles that
Yes,
they're
if I
mostly
wanted
like hiking boots.
If I wanted to buy a hiking boot for wandering New York City for 12 miles a day, I suppose I could have bought
I'll even
them.
rock the double E's.
Really?
Yeah.
So so we're not going there. I don't know what any of these letters mean. I'm Sarah's trying to show me stuff. I'm getting mad looking at my phone, and I finally am like, Dick's Sporting Goods has them, so I can't use my stupid $50 gift card. But I'm like, I wanted to just try the damn things on, so I drove an hour, 45 minutes or an hour to a store. You get there, and then they're not available. Like, they don't have them, and I'm like, son of a biscuit. So
you didn't know at the time that you needed the wide shoe. You
generally
tried it.
wear it. Yeah, I tried it on.
You
and
try
it was
on
not,
the regular one, see if
it was
it
a
works.
total non-starter. Ron Milford's in the chat. Hello, happy birthday, Ron. I think he turned 106 this week. If I read that right, 106. Ron did on like September 17th.
He must be our oldest.
Yeah.
Podcast listener.
What's he look like?
Very cool.
Very wrinkly. His profile picture is a Minnesota Viking though. And Brant Spicer, one of our
maybe
OG,
107.
one of our OG fans from back in the day, Brant Spicer, early patron sponsor and supporter of this show. He's back in here as well. Welcome, gentlemen, into the chat. Where were we? So, Hoka talk. I got on the phone and Dick's Sporting Goods had them, so we had to drive across the parking lot. And at this point, I'm just over it. And you go to Dick's, and Chase, I don't get out much. Amazon is like how I buy my crap now.
Yes.
I find one thing I like. I buy like 7 of us. Ron's 59 on the 18th. 59 on the 18th. So it's the same birthday as my sister.
You don't look a day over 35.
He's just 29 years older.
Yeah. I mean, listen, he was born right when the Vikings were losing all those Super Bowls.
Hey, this is the year. 2-0.
This is it. Bears in 6. We'll get to that later. I'm trying to get to this damn story we didn't have planned. We were going to try to get in and out here fast today, Chase. We haven't even started the show.
Your wide shoes, Dick's Sporting Goods.
Dick's Sporting Goods. I buy everything on Amazon.
Is this your first time out since COVID?
I haven't been to buy shoes at Dick's Sporting Goods in years. They don't have boxes out
at Shoe Sensation.
Yeah, I buy local here, and they were Chinos or some Mexican
$60 Charlies.
The Charlies. They sponsor a soccer team in Mexico. That's all they do. They look like knockoff Nikes. Anyway, you go to Dick's, they don't have the shoes out anymore. Did you know this?
No.
They have the shoes.
You can't. The shoes are out, but you can't grab the box. And there's it's a Saturday. There's 75 people trying to get shoes.
Yeah.
And there's one 19-year-old kid who's between smoke breaks who's back there hustling.
There were 2.
I only saw one. And then Sarah finds a kiosk. And you literally go to the kiosk. You may as well have done the online shopping at home, is what I thought to myself. And you select, like, I want this one, this one, this one. So they brought out like 3 pairs of shoes. I tried them on. I said, okay, yep, this one here's perfect. Fine, good to go. Done. Thanks. You made a sale, kid. Do I tip? Am I supposed to tip them? Mark Brim or Mark Foltz would tell me if I have to tip the guy or not for being my shoe concierge.
They
didn't give you like a sticker or a slip or anything to be like, oh, this is your guy, or him get a commission or something. Because I feel like at this point they're kind of selling you the shoe. Why would you do this, Chase? This is stupid.
It's so people don't
I
take
gave
them.
you crap.
Are they stealing shoes?
Yeah, people will steal shoes. They'll take the shoes out of the box and put other shoes inside the box and wear the shoes out, and nobody knows.
Sons of bitches. You give me crap?
I gave you crap about not buying shoes in public for years or whatever. I was trying to think of the last time I bought shoes in public. It was 10 years ago.
Public, do you
a Dick's Sporting Goods.
Do you send your woman away to get them for you, or you just order them online and hope they're right?
I was in college. I had to get shoes, practice shoes for the baseball team I was on, and my girlfriend at the time drove me there. So I bought these sweet Nikes. They're lime green, and I got an extra large cup in front of her. I did not need an extra large cup, but it was a smart move.
Save the receipt.
Yeah.
Did she find out later?
Well, I didn't have a car. I just stuck it out. Oh, yeah. I mean,
she found out later that the cup was not necessary.
Maybe, possibly.
In weather. The Indy Star admits that it's a slow news day. I'm looking around their website. Like, is there a local story? Is there something fun? Top story, IndyStar.com this afternoon. Old Farmers Almanac says to keep your flip-flops out for fall unless you live in Indiana.
Oh, no.
Fall temperature forecast below normal.
It doesn't feel like it yet.
Below average. That's
but
what
I
they
guess
say.
fall is not until like
it's like
Sunday?
Tomorrow? The first day of fall is like the 20th, right? Something like that.
I swear I thought it was just right after Labor Day.
It's just mental. Like, it's a mental thing we process. Because it's still summer, I guess. And then I got thinking about these silly, like, farmers. There's the Farmers Almanac and there's the Old Farmers Almanac. Different. First Baptist Church versus Second Baptist Church.
They're all the first.
One of them is owned by Popular Mechanics, I think.
Sunday, the 22nd at 8:43 a.m. is when fall starts.
It's the beginning of the equinox. And I hear that if you stand an egg right on at the exact moment of the equinox, it'll stand straight up. That's what they said on there.
I'll let you figure that out Sunday morning while I'm resting.
While we're sleeping.
What kind of temps are we looking at here, Jer?
Are your eyes good enough to read that?
No. Here, let me put my glasses on. Nope.
Zoom. Enhance.
We're in the light orange.
Basically, they said cold, snowy winter for our area and cooler than average fall. But I feel like it's just BS. Like, these, who the hell knows? Here you go. Winter weather forecast 2024 to 2025. They give you a map of America that looks like the map on the back of USA Today.
Is the white good or is the white bad?
The white says cold and snowy, but the white also says mild and snowy. And then there's a blue thing that looks like it might be 70 in north. So if you live in Dunreath, it's going to be cold and snowy. But if you live in Newcastle or maybe even Spiceland, dry and cold. But cold in the winter. Cold. No shit.
It is the Midwest.
They
after
printed
all.
this. They printed this. It's cold. It's mild in Texas. Okay. Cool in Florida. Sure. Northwest Washington State. Cold. Okay. Great. How much money are we paying for this book?
And that's the old?
And
I'm
that's
pretty sure
the
you
Old
can get it
Farmers
for, like,
Almanac.
$7.99 or something at the grocery store.
99 cents seems like too much. It's just randomly making shit up, throwing it in a book, and then calling, and then we're like, well, the persimmons tree. Is that what it is?
It's the persimmon seed.
The persimmon seed looks like a knife and a fork.
Yeah.
So what does that mean? We roast extra goats this year?
If it looks like a spoon, then you're going to have more snow. If it looks like a knife, then I think it's less snow. Pretty
This is a
sure.
gigantic scam. And it's such a scam that the Indy Star writes about it because they're like, fuck, we don't know what to do today. Slow news week. That's the point. Somebody shot at the president. We don't want to talk about that because where are we going to go with that? And everybody's just tired of the damn story. There are no contested elections. So this is what happens when you don't run for office, folks. Colder than average fall as it's 92 degrees at the end of summer. That's the story.
Apparently,
Is
Southern
anything
Indiana
else on the
will
weather,
have-
Chase?
Jerry, I think it's going to be cold this winter. If I had to guess.
I hope we don't have to snowplow at all. I hope it's another winter of like you can just use the broom, push the snow off the driveway, done and done. Who cares? Winter's almost over. Like we're almost done. It's like 75 days. Winter's short.
I'm just counting down till we get to escape the winter weather.
Yeah.
February.
I just like fall. Just give me fall. Give me sweatshirt and short season.
We are getting robbed of that because of the hot ass late summer temperatures. All right. Motorsports, top of the show today, kind of, because the FBI, Burt Macklin and team, raided Rahal Letterman Lanigan Racing.
What for?
They didn't say, but podcast guest, and one-time patron, Marshall Pruitt reported on Racer.com that it was for stealing intellectual property, IP, from another race team, Andretti Global in Indianapolis. So essentially what they're saying is that they hired somebody from Andretti, changed employment, went to go work over at Rahal Letterman Lanigan, and they brought over some data, maybe a flash drive, maybe they emailed themselves something, little Google Drive link, something, and brought over their intellectual property.
For all we know, it's a scroll with like setup notes
like
or
details
something.
on their vehicles or how they're set up. Or
That's a great question, Chase, because if you've looked at Rahal Letterman Lanigan this year, the performance is not
They've
quite
not
there.
been good.
So it's like, what did they take?
What would you want?
Did it work?
And why it so like I understand, and maybe this is a larger conversation. The freaking FBI.
Why? Why the FBI?
So these people all come into work in Zionsville. This is a local story, right? Race team that's based here two race teams that are based in Indianapolis. One on the soon to be in Fishers, and one's in Zionsville. And they basically show up, and everybody has to leave their computers behind and says, "Get out of the building." And the FBI takes all their stuff. They're racing this weekend in Indy. I good luck. Well, maybe they were stealing.
Did you ask our inside person if they were still racing at all, or did he? I know there's probably a lot of things he can't say.
I don't know. I don't know if anybody knows.
Well, it's a slow news week, Jared. What do you expect?
I saw their
FBI
drivers
to do?
were doing autographs tonight in Speedway.
Yeah, I mean, I guess they're racing, and I guess we don't know that it was IndyCar related. Andretti and Rahal Letterman are both in sports cars as well. So maybe it was.
I've heard from other sources.
Maybe this is Watergate,
that it was damper related. So it was IndyCar.
Dampers or shocks for race cars.
Yeah, similar to the
one
thing that's
area
right
they
in
can
front of
play.
Chase. You know,
right in here. That's a spring. The damper is like the collapsible strut or whatever.
I said similar, not
Yeah.
the same.
Yeah.
But yes.
I bought it.
But apparently that's what it was, because we also know somebody who knows somebody that is in that department, and he told the person that was asking, I can't talk about it. So obviously, if you're under investigation by the FBI, you're probably not going to be able to say much. But
The team says that they are
cooperating
completely.
Are we
Yada,
sure?
Yada, yada.
Are we sure this is the real FBI or just a bunch of people in female body inspector shirts?
I want to say it's the real FBI because the Zionsville police did show up upon request. That was what caused the story,
It was because the Zionsville police showed up.
because they asked for assistance.
Did they resist?
What did they expect?
they,
Like a
they
shootout?
just wanted cars there for safety, I
Well,
guess.
they could drive pretty quickly. You think they could outrun the police?
I mean, if the car wasn't in 1,000 pieces. Those race cars are only ready a couple days.
Or on its way to Speedway already at that point in the week. Who knows?
So
Fast and Furious movie.
I wanted to know like some famous intellectual property cases that had happened in the world.
Tell us.
Warner Brothers Entertainment versus Victor Whitmill. From The Hangover Part 2, Ed Helms gets a tattoo on his face, similar to the one that Mike Tyson had. And they said that they stole the artwork in that, and it was a massive lawsuit. And Warner Brothers said that it was fair use.
I snuck into that movie when I was 15.
So you stole too.
Yeah. I paid.
They tried to have a injunction saying that you can't release the movie so that young Chase can't watch it. And they settled out of court. So that we don't know. We don't know what happened.
I mean, I've seen some things like that where
but basically they stole the artwork.
Yeah. So like fabric companies, I guess, are really bad about it because they'll find like a piece of artwork somewhere and then they'll just repeat it on a piece of fabric without like giving any money to the artist that actually created it. And so these people will go like to Joann's or Hobby Lobby or wherever, and then they'll see their design somewhere and be like, what the heck? It has the exact same colors and everything. Or they like change it just enough that it's like, oh.
Here's a fun one. Two mathematicians, Sir Isaac Newton and Gottfried Wilhelm Leibniz, the German mathematician, would be Isaac Newton, the philosopher Gottfried Wilhelm Leibniz. They both invented calculus. Leibniz published a paper about it in 1686, but Sir Isaac Newton published a book in 1704 that said he was the guy. And basically they both died and they both got credit.
You remember when that happened?
It was just a touch before my father had me. Another one. Kellogg's versus the National Biscuit Company.
Oh.
These are I'm hoping that this Ray Hall Letterman versus Andretti lands on the Smithsonian Magazine list someday. In 1893, a man named Henry Perky began making pillow-shaped cereal he called shredded whole wheat. John Harvey Kellogg said that eating the cereal was like eating a whisk broom, and critics at the Chicago Fair in 1893 called it shredded doormat.
But they're not wrong.
But the product took off. Once again, this is 1893. In 1908, Perky died, and so did his patents.
What an insult. Shredded doormat.
It's like eating shredded doormat.
Have you eaten shredded wheat?
No.
I've tried so hard because it's like one of those, it's like it is sweet, but it's like healthier for you. It's not.
I am strictly a cinnamon toast.
Cinnamon toast crunch.
Other than
guy.
Like
we
Cheerios.
Eat Cheerios in our house.
I don't know that I've had any
we swap
other
back
cereal.
and forth between like regular and honey nut.
I have.
He's a honey nut guy.
I have preferences for honey nut.
Give me some cinnamon toast crunch, no milk. I'll eat it all day.
After Perky died in 1908, the two patents on the biscuits and the machinery that made the biscuits expired in 1912. The Kellogg Company, then whistling a different tune, began selling a similar cereal. In 1930, Nabisco, the successor of Perky's company, filed a lawsuit against the Kellogg Company, arguing the new shredded wheat was a trademark violation and unfair competition. Kellogg, in turn, viewed it as an attempt on Nabisco's part to monopolize the shredded wheat market. And in 1938, the case went to the U.S. Supreme Court, in which Kellogg's won on the grounds that shredded wheat was not trademarkable and the pillow shape was a function and therefore able to be copied as the patent was over. And then they later went on to discover pop and make Pop-Tarts and a much panned movie with Jim Gaffigan and Jerry Seinfeld.
It was a good movie.
Pop.
I enjoyed it.
Did you watch that one?
I don't think I did.
It's on the Netflix.
Netflix. That was part of the reason that we got Netflix again this summer.
For Christy Avery. Final IP story we got here. Weird Al Yankovic has a policy of writing a parody of a song only if he gets permission from the artist. In the late 1980s, the rap group Two Live Crew attempted to play this by the same rules. Luther Campbell, one of the group's members, changed the refrain of Roy Orbison's hit, "Oh Pretty Woman," from Pretty Woman to Big Hairy Woman, Bald-Headed Woman, and Two-Timin' Woman. Two Live Crew's manager sent the body lyrics and recorded the song to Acuff Rose Music, who owned the rights to Orbison's music because Orbison is dead. Orbison died in 1988, by the way. Just off the top of my head, I knew that. I'm broken. And noted that the group would give credit to the original song and pay a fee for the ability to riff it off. Acuff Rose objected, but Two Live Crew wanted the parody anyway, and they put it on their 1989 album. Acuff Music cried copyright infringement. That went to the Supreme Court, and in so many words, they said, lighten up. Parody or in events of its comments necessarily springs from the recognizable illusion. It's an illusion, Michael, to its object through distorted imitation, wrote Justice David Souter. Its art lies in the tension between the original and the parody twin. So they won. Parodies win. That's why we can have parodies.
Big hairy women.
Big hairy woman. Oh, big hairy woman. Could you imagine that going to the Supreme Court? 1990.
Jared, did you ever have a female body inspector shirt when you were a teenager?
He was homeschooled, so probably not.
That would have been absolutely sacrilege.
Shinner.
You probably still have yours.
I almost guarantee it is somewhere in my closet.
I'll have to ask Miss Katie to find it.
I might be able to get one leg through it. I don't know.
Wait a minute. How did you put this shirt on normally?
Well, I was 15.
He was just a young lad.
Oh, is there any other intellectual property stories here that we cared about? Oh, Adidas versus Payless. This is in Shoe Stories. 1994, Adidas, and Payless got into a scuffle over stripes. Adidas has used its 3-stripe mark as a logo of sorts since 1952 and had recently registered it as a trademark. But Payless was selling confusingly similar athletic shoes with 2 and 4 parallel stripes. The two companies hashed out a settlement, but by 2001, Payless was again selling these knockoff lookalikes. Fearing that the sneakers would dupe buyers and tarnish their image, Adidas America demanded a jury trial. Holy shit. The trial lasted 7 years, during which 268 pairs of Payless shoes were reviewed. In the end, Adidas was awarded $305 million, or $100 million for each shoe.
Now it's pay more.
7-year-long trial. That's a winner right there. Christy Avery. And that's why no one knows that song, because Al is a class act. Oh, Al. What's your favorite? You have a favorite Weird Al song?
It's got to be the Amish one.
Yeah, Amish Paradise.
Amish Paradise.
Yeah.
The best.
I'm going to go deep cut, and I think it's called Word Crimes. It's one of his newer songs. Christy. Yeah, it's from his 14th studio album in 2014. Word Crimes, I think, was my favorite. There you go. And if Zach was here, he would cue up the music, but that's okay. Nobody knows. NFL. This is the craziness, Chase. Now, then this is where you're going to get comfortable and excited.
Yes.
I don't know if you know this, but they've become a bit of a juggernaut. Ron Milford says Amish Paradise as well.
The NFL is king, Jared.
Sarah won't embrace it. IndyCar, we crowned a champion. Alex Palou won the championship. We're very excited. Next year, IndyCar is moving to Fox, and they will be done before the NFL has all of their Fox coverage. And these numbers are why. The NFL ratings for this weekend, after basically as soon as the NFL starts, every other sport just goes to the absolute dumpster. IndyCar had like 5 million people watch the Indy 500 on NBC. Head to head with a NASCAR race and head to head with the game, all of the games in the NFL, they had 483,000 people watch the race on NBC, like on legitimate NBC. Meanwhile, the Bengals and Chiefs game, which is happening at the same time, 27 million people. And that's not even every
house. Few more.
That wasn't even on all over the country. That was just on a few markets. Like, that's the part that's insane, is it's just like, that's the national game of the week, whatever, but it's probably only available to, 80% of the houses or whatever, because there's local games in your neighborhood that you have to show. NFL league rules are absolutely insane. 14 million people watched this week's NFL Prime game, which we have right on over here. It's going now. 14 million people to a subscription-only based show.
Yes.
Like you have to buy Amazon Prime, which I think is like $150 a year or some crazy ass number.
The amount of NFL media that I take in throughout the year is absolutely disgusting. I listen to it's a 5-day-a-week podcast just about the Bears every week throughout the year.
And that is exactly why I cannot even make it past like week 8.
Like, there will be nothing going on for months. I listen to that podcast every day.
You got to know. You get invested. So Adam Stern, who's the U.S. Business Journal reporter, he put out a tweet that like summarized all of the motorsports world and what happened last weekend. NASCAR, 1.8 million people on USA, so on cable, 1.8 million. The NHRA, which was had the lead in from the Fox game, they had 1.2 million people watch their deal. F1, which everybody's darling, F1, 800,000 people watched the F1 race on ESPN. The NASCAR Xfinity race was on USA. Their final time on USA this year, 778,000. IndyCar had just the dog crap number, 483,000 to crown the champion. Very disappointing number. But it was the last race for NBC. NBC has just given up on promoting IndyCar. They haven't had a race on NBC since like the 4th of July. They've been on Peacock and USA
Surprise.
and CNBC.
Peacock.
Next year,
Arca,
one channel.
Jerry,
all
are
year.
you a fan of the cock?
I actually enjoy Peacock because
If you get the Peacock Premium, it's nice.
Yes.
Because there
You
are
can
no
watch The
commercials,
Office.
and you can catch The Office,
Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Parks and Rec. There's some good stuff on there. All of the sports car world is on Peacock. Our boy Brayton Laster, who was also racing at Watkins Glen, he was on FS1. 142,000 people watched that one.
I'm gonna sound like a noob here.
Yeah.
Is there like a fantasy thing for F1 racing?
I
Yes.
think everybody has. There's F1 for all of the sports. Of course, we have the Boss Hog Fantasy League. Chris Galt won ours this year. We had 41 players. Chris Galt did not come by to claim his trophy, so it's going to stay for another year. Our monkey that he could have, if he had shown up, I said, Chris, we had a trophy for you. It's right here on the table, and he didn't claim it.
Have Bones send it or bring it to him.
No, it's not. It was a one-time offer. Now it's
okay.
here, and it's going to remain at the studio.
That was
but,
a lovely white elephant gift.
it was.
Thanks.
It was fantastic. But if he had come to claim it, I said, I have a gift. I have a trophy, and he didn't show up. Didn't drive down from Detroit for us. This is where I'm going with this, is that you've reached like a critical mass at the NFL where they can do anything they want to do. You can put a game on Peacock. You can put a game on Amazon Prime. You could be on ESPN. Doesn't matter. They're going to get a rating.
Yeah.
But any other sport tries to do that, and they just disappear. The Indiana Pacers, I haven't seen them play in a decade because they've been on Bally Sports.
Yeah.
Which is not on ESPN, which is not on DirecTV or YouTube TV. I don't think it's on DirecTV either. They were basically on Dish Network is all that they had. A similar thing is happening now where NASCAR has redone their TV model and their AAA series, so Xfinity series, the cable company sponsoring the series is very confusing, but they're used to be called the Busch series. Now it's the Xfinity series. So their second tier series, they're going to finish out the year on the CW, which is Channel 8 in Indianapolis. Do you get the CW at your house, Chase?
I think so. I mean, we have YouTube TV.
So this is
It
the
used
problem.
to be Channel 4 back in the day on
Yes.
It
Comcast.
was.
When we were kids, it was Channel 8. Yeah. But it's now, when CBS went to Channel 4 in Indianapolis, WTTV or whatever, the CW moved to the old CBS affiliate, Channel 8. When that happened, they came off of YouTube TV and they have never come back. So if you live in Indianapolis, top 5 motorsports market in the country, like Indianapolis, Raleigh, Charlotte, Daytona, Dayton, Ohio, like those are the big motorsports communities for watching races. If you have YouTube TV, you do not get the CW. So you're not going to see the rest of the season for the Xfinity series. Just flat up, you're screwed.
That and the reality series for IndyCar.
100 Days to Indy.
We had to we would watch it in the
You have
camper.
to watch it through their app later.
Or watch it through their app a day later.
Yeah.
And we would watch it in the camper because we had an antenna in the camper and we were in Speedway at the time.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Isn't that on Netflix?
It is now,
Yeah.
but at the time it was just on the CW.
It would roll out later. So yeah, it's to me, it's just like any other sport can try and they get fractured and everybody bitches. And like Notre Dame football went to Peacock, right? They had some games that were exclusive to there.
That's the only time I use it.
Yeah.
It's shit for live sporting event games. I actually wonder what the numbers are for the NFL on Peacock, because that is, unless the Bears are playing on Peacock, that's the only time I watch it. And I watch every NFL game available.
I mean, we watched a lot of IndyCar on Peacock this year because if it was on NBC, you could still find it on Peacock. If it was on Peacock, you could still find it on Peacock. So it didn't matter. And it was user-friendly to a point, I thought.
So the NFL's ratings are up 8% already this year so far. 8%. It's just insane. Like their numbers are just so far beyond what anybody else can do.
IndyCar should
They should just get a football team.
they should try to go to Netflix full time.
So next year they're moving from NBC and they're going to be on Fox.
And Fox gave them TV windows for every race on Fox instead of having to go to FS1 or
FS1,
Okay.
FS2,
or
whatever.
their streaming service might be, because the one that they were going to have is no longer a thing at the moment.
I swear, I think if one of the racing divisions or whatever, I don't know. I think if they signed with like a Netflix, I think it blow up.
Why do you think that would be?
Because everyone has Netflix.
Everybody has Fox. Everybody has ESPN.
You've got a lot of people who just stream. I think you get a younger audience.
Yeah.
I think you pick up a younger audience. I think people who...
I mean, every IndyCar race is on Peacock and 12,000 people watch those.
It was... Well, not 12,000.
I don't know. I don't know what
more.
I don't know what the number was.
I'll look.
Sarah can look it up, but because they did have 2 or 3 races that were exclusively shown on Peacock because that's what NBC likes to do.
Well, I don't know. Netflix is doing live events now. I think if a race car division, or I don't know what to call them.
Yeah.
I think it.
So
I think it blow up.
Amazon Prime has got, I think, 5 or 6 Cup races next summer where they are doing that. Warner, I think Warner, it's going to be very difficult to follow NASCAR next year because they are going to be on, I think they broke their schedule up into about 4 columns, and they're going to be like Fox for the first until May. So January until May, or March until May, whatever their date. I don't know if they start. I guess they're going to have a race in February at Bowman Gray Stadium in North Carolina. So from there till May, they'll be on Fox. And then during the summer, they're going to be splitting between like Warner. I don't know what channel they're going to go on, but I know Amazon Prime. And then the fall is going to be back on NBC and their properties, where they split between USA, NBC, whatever. Football is so damn big that's why Xfinity gave away, or the Xfinity series got moved, is that they wanted to show on USA, on NBC, they want football. They just want to be able to dedicate their resources to football. So then they basically just gave it away to the CW for the fall. I don't know. The sports media market is changing, and I don't know what to think about it. Are you still looking there, Miss Sarah?
Yeah, I was trying to find the race that was just on Peacock, but everywhere I'm looking, it's like, oh, we just put whoever the winner is. So good luck finding it.
I don't know. Is there any other sport or any other thing? We talked about it on here a few weeks ago on the show of like 90 of the top 100 rated anythings were NFL games last year.
Yeah.
But is there anything that you can think of that's like like you just have to watch? Like casual viewer of the NFL is going to get them. They're going to go find whatever they can go to.
Yeah.
It just does not freaking matter.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, baseball's so local. I'm not going to watch, even in the playoffs, I'm not going to watch a playoff game that my team's not in.
You're not
Unless if it's the World Series.
Okay.
I might catch a game of the World Series.
You'll just catch the intensity of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you're not going to catch me every night. I think basketball is kind of like that. Definitely playoffs. playoff basketball.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's different because it's the playoffs of both of those sports that are probably the biggest. And you're talking about just the regular season of football.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, it's literally just a random ass Patriots and Jets game is going to get
playoff hockey. I'm sure
people to watch it.
Sure, it's pretty big.
Well, it looks like, so I was looking to see, because Milwaukee race 1 was the race where they had
Peacock exclusive.
Peacock only. The article that I'm reading doesn't have any numbers for that, but they looked at race 2 and it averaged 735,000 viewers, and it was the second highest rated IndyCar race on the network since 2022, which was the ones that are on USA specifically. And it had a peak audience of more than 1 million viewers during the last few laps. So,
I mean, that's solid.
Yeah.
For a cable number, that's a solid number.
Yeah. 1 million viewers is good. And
but it was Labor Day weekend.
735 was the average.
It was Labor Day weekend before
Maybe
the NFL.
You get one of the F1 drivers to start dating Taylor Swift.
It
doesn't help IndyCar.
It does feel like the Taylor Swift factor has supercharged the NFL even
Just
more.
every lap, they just show her in the stands cheering.
She had a car one year.
I mean, Dario Franchitti was married to Ashley Judd. Do you know who Ashley Judd is?
I do.
Double Jeopardy.
So that was a big deal. Winona's sister. I don't know if they had Flavor Flav. Flavor Flav legitimately as a fan was at like 4 races this year. So that was kind of cool.
You had a guy from Love Island USA there in Nashville, and a guy from not Southern Charm, Summer House.
You watch any
on
of those
Bravo.
horror shows now, Chase?
No.
You don't?
No.
You don't watch The Bachelorette?
No. I watch a lot of girly shows.
It's not that one.
One Tree Hill.
Still?
I mean, every once in a while I'll go back and watch an episode, okay?
Is that program
I hear
still
they're remaking it.
Is that program still on
They're
the
all
air?
old
Or adding
now.
a sequel or something. I don't know. I'll catch it. I'll catch an episode.
All right. So tell me, Colts and Bears this weekend, where are you going to watch it?
At my house.
You're gonna watch at home alone and just hope it goes well?
Or with my mom. Yeah, Bears are going to win. Colts suck. I will say, if the Bears do win and their offense looks good against the Colts really do suck. Because the Bears' offense is terrible. Our defense is really good. So it's probably going to be a low-scoring game.
The Colts only scored 10 points last week. They lost like 16-10.
Yeah.
They had the ball in their hand with a chance to win in a game that it felt like they were down by 2 touchdowns the entire day. But not good.
I saw the Bears win their first game live at the stadium without scoring an offensive touchdown. That was pretty cool and very, very sad. I always say that I've said this my whole life, and it's true for this year too. If the Bears ever figure out the offense thing, we're going to be really good.
So the Chicago Bears, averaging 3 yards per play this season, which ranks dead last in the NFL.
Yeah.
Half a yard below the Carolina Panthers. So yeah, you've got no offense at all. But you got a brand new quarterback.
See,
are you 1-1 or are you 0-2?
We're 1-1.
Okay.
We should be. We had a chance to win last week. That's just how good our defense is.
I think it was uniforms that were bad.
It's too much orange. You go orange on blue, the orange helmets with the blue jerseys, I think it looks sweet. But the orange on orange, you got to go blue helmets, orange jersey. You just got it's too much orange. Something to look out for this weekend is the Colts defense is worse or second worst team in the NFL against the run.
They cannot stop the run whatsoever.
They're really bad at it, and the Bears offense is the worst at running the ball. So
something's
going to break.
Something has to give. Maybe the Bears will continue to be terrible at running the ball, and the Colts will feel like they've got it fixed.
Yes, yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And declare,
I do expect the Bears to win because I think our defense is too good
on the road in Indianapolis.
Yes, I think we'll kick at least 4 field goals. But if our offense does look good against the Colts, you guys are screwed. We got a rookie quarterback without an offensive line. Like it's a bad sign for the Colts.
Doesn't it feel like the NFL, like the scoring has just been dog shit this year? Like unless you're the Saints,
I guess
running over the Dallas Cowboys. Like it was just nobody's putting up points.
Well, I guess I was listening to this earlier. I guess a lot of defenses are doing these like 2 safety highs, and like no one's figured it out. Like people are complaining about it, saying it should be banned, but it's because everyone wants to throw the ball.
Right.
But if you run the ball,
you can run all day long.
Yeah, you can run all day long.
Problem is, that's not good. When the scoring is low, it's bad for the bettors.
Yes,
because you got a parlay.
I've
Chase,
got an 8-leg parlay.
I need all of these guys
touchdowns.
to score touchdowns, and then somebody wins 7-9, and you go.
I don't even get teased anymore, Jared. I mean, used to I'd be one touchdown off, and I'd be like, it'd be right there, and I'd miss it, and I don't even get that fix anymore. It's just this isn't even going to happen. It's the third quarter.
Can you just start betting the under in all of these games?
Probably the smart move. That's not me though.
Just be miserable and just pissed off every time somebody scores all day long. Watching Red Zone, just praying for punts.
What's the total punt yardage of the game?
That's a degenerate right there. Somebody scored. Didn't the Washington Commanders have like 7 field goals to win a game this year already?
I think so.
It was an insane number. Like just field goal. It's about football. I'm not in I know my sport just ended. NASCAR just finished. Or IndyCar just finished. NASCAR's wandering down, and I can't watch an Xfinity race because I don't have whatever the hell I have to be able to watch CW. But I'm not feeling it yet. And also the Colts have sucked. Like my team has not been good. I'm busy on the weekends. I know it's huge. I want to be in, but I haven't felt it yet.
Yeah, I think if the Colts lose this week and our offense, the Bears offense looks good, I think you guys should immediately fire your GM, Chris Ballard.
I think our defensive coordinator has got to be Greg. Who the hell is our defensive coordinator? Bald guy. Not Greg Williams. Legion of Boom. He used to run the Seattle Seahawks defense.
I can picture him.
Gus Bradley is it was not looking good. Since like 8 quarters in a row, they've not looked good. They gave up like 200 yards rushing in the first quarter to the Packers. It was horrifically bad. So yeah, if we don't go that, it could be ugly. Of course, the Carolina Panthers have already given up on Frank Reich last year and the quarterback he was forced to draft last year.
Yes.
So there's nothing to say that Colts couldn't also give up and destroy themselves.
That might be the way to go. That's fun. I saw the Bears get the first pick twice. It was great. It hasn't really worked out.
You're still not good.
No.
Worst offense in football.
But we're like the bad to where like as a fan, like our defense is really good, our special teams is really good, and you're like, if the offense just rookie quarterback, if the offense just figures it out, Super Bowl, maybe.
You're idiots. Matt Eberflus, Hall of Fame coach yet? Are you still in love?
I'm not. He looks way sexier this year.
What did he do to change his appearance?
He got a fade and he grew a beard. But if you look at pictures from him last year and currently, so that's a picture of him last year.
This is not good for the audience. But the man had no facial hair and looked like a sad, angry man.
He looks like he's gained about 5 years.
He looks older and wiser now.
No. I think he looks younger.
Oh,
he's lost about. I don't know what I'm trying to say.
All right.
I think he looks way younger.
You're just telling us that you're very attracted to the man.
Yeah.
Sarah, have you moved on now that Frank Reich is gone? Have you moved on to a new favorite coach to look at?
My wife really likes Dan Campbell.
I have 0 favorite coaches at the moment. Free agent.
I think the guy that took over for Frank Reich down in Carolina is a young looker. Matt Rule, not Matt Rule. That guy's been in and out of already too.
Yeah, I think he coaches at college now.
Dave Grohl, Ricky Prohl.
You should look up Dan Campbell. I think he might be your type. Looks kind of like Jer.
Dan Campbell is a sexy man. When he was brought in,
Do you
want to
know the top 10 2023 hottest NFL coaches? that I
Okay,
found on
wait.
ESPN.com?
hottest seats?
Top 10. Let me guess.
No, the top 10 hottest coaches.
This is last year or this year?
2023, last year.
Dan Campbell's up there. He's top 10. I would say Sean McVay.
Sean McVay is number 4.
Um,
Dan Campbell did not break the top 10.
Really?
Really? Who do you think number 1 is?
Number 1. I'm
Last
trying to
year?
picture all the
Yes.
coaches.
Cliff Kingsbury.
He's not an NFL coach anymore.
This is last year's list, right?
The Packers coach.
Yes, he was number 1. Matt LaFleur.
Yeah. He is sexy.
Nick Sirianni was number 2.
I don't see that one.
D'Amico Ryans.
He's a cutie.
Sorry, I don't know how to say his name. The Houston Texans.
Yeah.
Sean McVay was number 4. Mike McDaniel number 5, which he's cute to me, but not like hot.
He's nerdy cute.
Yeah. And it's like, because
Yeah.
he's the one that has a guy that literally like pulls him off the sideline too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I think a lot of them do. Yeah, he's cool. I like
And he's
him.
fun in press conferences. So I enjoyed listening
There's a lot
to
of
him.
snacks.
Not my type of guy.
But not a snack. You know. Kevin O'Connell was number 6. He's the
I don't see
Minnesota
that
Vikings coach. I mean, he's kind
Does
of
he
handsome.
still have a job?
Yeah.
He's still there? Okay.
Kyle Shanahan,
They're
number
doing well
7.
this year.
San Francisco 49ers.
I could see that one. I think Dan Campbell could fuck them all
Number
up.
8, Mike Tomlin of the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Also, Omar
I could
Epps.
see that. I
Very-
could see that.
He and
He's
Omar
handsome,
Epps
yeah.
are identical
He's
twins.
handsome. And then Mike Vrabel, number 9 of the Titans.
He's looking forward.
R.I.P.
And number 10, Kevin Stefanski of the Cleveland Browns.
I guess.
I can't
Somebody
even
got paid to
picture
write
him.
that.
I think he's got like,
Who wrote
he's got
this
good
article?
eyeballs.
Who wrote this?
Let's go up to the top. Diana Beasley of ESPN Southwest Florida.
Well,
Needs
You want me to
lose
send her a
job.
message and tell her you disagree?
ask
with
her if she's
article
updated the
from
list for
last year?
2024. Chase, do you have a passport?
No. My wife keeps telling me I need to get one.
So there's news that came out today. This is going to be as we start into final thoughts here. Passport renewal is easier. Did you ever have a passport?
No.
Let's go down to the post office and get you a passport. We'll
I've
go on
been to the
vacation.
Bahamas twice
We'll go on vacation.
on a cruise.
It's fine as long as the ship goes back to where you started. But if it doesn't, you're in a world of trouble, Chase Peyton. We could sneak away to Canada for the weekend and go look at.
I'd like to go to Canada.
Yeah, go get your passport. We'll go to Canada. We'll go get some all dressed chips and look at some loonies and toonies.
Well, here's the thing though. If we take him to Canada, then we can't use our fast pass.
Sure, we can. We'll kick him out. We'll go in. Then we'll make it. We'll wait on the other side.
Okay, that works.
Anyway, we have a special lane for clearance people. Anyway, if you have a passport, this is news that came out today, and you're in the window to renew, you can now do it online, on the internet. You can renew your passport.
So does that mean it's been long enough since they've had like the verified real ID document stuff?
I think they've just finally realized that they don't have to have physical paper to do it. But I think the hiccup here, and my anxiety is already through the roof, is that you have to take the passport. It's got to be a digital photo for your passport photo. And somebody's going to have a damn app or something to take the picture and be okay. Because a passport photo is
Just
like
take it
so
against the
specific.
white wall.
You have to be turned a certain way. Your face has to be, there's a ratio of the screen you have to take up. So I think there's going to have to be like an app for editing these digital photos just for passports. Somebody's dragging. I think they're plowing. We've talked through summer.
No.
The snow plows are out. We missed chili season, damn it. There were no hoodies. They're plowing.
Another year of hunting and I didn't get anything.
Another year of not killing anything that wasn't with the truck. I do love how you killed a deer and all of a sudden you have a Raptor now. Your shitty F-150 has a Raptor grill because you drove a
Well,
deer
it
through
was
it.
cheaper than the actual F-150 grill. So I was like, all right, this will work. The lights on it worked for like 2 days.
There were like lights on the grill.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
It looked cool.
So if you have a passport, you need to renew it. You now don't have to go to the post office and schlep down there. You can renew it online. Still going to take like 10 weeks to do it. Sarah and I looked today. We're still good through like 2028. So it's like 4 more years of cruises and sneaking into Mexico.
I'd say about 2 years and 9 months for you.
So,
because usually the rule is like if you're within 6 months of your expiration date, you should really think about it.
The cool thing is this, though, is that you can renew it online and you don't have to give your passport away.
Yeah.
Because and this is where being in the next millennium here is nice, is that if you have travel, you were supposed to like, apparently a passport, they want to make sure you have valid time on the back end of it. So if you go to a country, you usually had to do it like 6 months before you went somewhere.
Right.
Okay, cool, fine. But then you have to mail it away when you send your old passport in with your new passport, and it would be gone, and it'd be gone for like 2, 3, 4 months. Because after COVID, we had this terrible, like people were traveling.
Like your dad's birth certificate.
But my father had like months waiting for his passport over like November, December, January of 22 into 23. Senator Todd Young's office had to get involved for him to get the damn thing. Now, if you're just renewing a passport, you don't have to send it away. So you could still continue to travel and have it, which would be great. So I think that's good news. Thank you, federal government. It's a small victory for the Americans.
We'll take what we
that
can
want
get.
to be able to travel freely. And then, have you seen the stories running around again about the stupid, you got to have the star on your license to fly? That rules. They've
done away with it?
No, they're finally gonna like enforce it. Yeah.
I've had the star on my license for years.
Enhanced ID to fly. This stupid rule has been beginning in May of 2025. You actually have to have it. Like they're like, we're serious this time, and I no longer care. Like I don't care if you can't figure this shit out. They should not move the damn thing again. If you haven't found a way to do it in the 15 years that this has been coming, then you are too stupid to fly. Chase.
Yeah.
And that's my hot take,
agree.
but I'm done with it.
I agree. I remember hearing about this when I was like 18.
Yeah. It's been around forever. And it's
Yes.
been like, next year you have to have this. And
Yeah.
then they changed the
I
rule.
honestly thought you had to have it by now. I forgot. It didn't even cross my mind.
Yeah, they've moved it a million times. So now, at this point, I don't care.
I got a local politics question to ask you.
Okay.
That McCormick lady running for
Jennifer
governor,
McCormick, yes.
She mentioned something about legalizing weed if she wins, which she won't win. But if she did
that's awful
win,
harsh.
how likely is that to happen?
I don't know. Obviously, the governor doesn't wave a flag and say, "Yeah, it's definitely going to happen."
And that makes it sound like she'd sign the bill.
Yeah.
If the legislature could push it through.
I think it would take a Republican governor that says, "Yes, I want legalized weed."
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that if we elected a Democrat as governor, you would have a bunch of Republicans that just say no, just simply to say no. A few would cross over, but not enough to actually get it done. So I think it's going to take a Mike Braun or whoever, a Republican governor in this state with the current makeup for it to happen. I don't expect it anytime soon. It should happen yesterday, but I don't think it's going to happen unless it's their idea.
Well, and on top of that, I think it also stems back to Indiana has a lot of pharma and biotech companies that are heavily involved. So if they
their money,
don't want legalized weed.
If Eli Lilly don't want it, then we don't want it.
Exactly.
Final thoughts, Miss Sara Morrell?
Nothing really I can think of at the moment.
Colts Bears prediction?
I don't care. I hope both teams have fun.
I don't.
I don't know that anybody's going to have fun.
I think it's going to be a very boring game.
9 to 6.
It's going to be like a low scoring game like what was it last Sunday that we watched, and it was like this was pointless.
Yeah.
The Colts game before
Colts
your
game last
sister's
weekend was
birthday.
rough. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was rough. It was 16-10. It was not, and it felt like it was 28-0 at the half.
Yeah.
But it was 16-10.
I feel that. It's been the Bears offense my entire life.
I don't know why you chose this team, Chase. I don't get it.
Cool colors, sure.
Yeah. Final thoughts from you?
Yeah. So I did that trip to Chicago a couple weeks ago. I ended up getting very drunk the night before the game.
Is the Bears stadium a shithole? Does it need replaced?
So it is. I love Soldier Field because I feel like there's not a bad seat in Soldier Field. Like you have a great view anywhere you go. It is like the smallest stadium in the country.
NFL. Yeah.
Parking's terrible. Bathrooms are terrible. Food's terrible.
They don't want you driving. It's Chicago. They want you to take the train, right?
Yeah.
Although there's not really a close train stop. It's like the metro or whatever. You're supposed to walk from a train station, but there's not a train line that drops you right there.
I don't know. I've always parked. This year we Ubered. And then we got one of those fun little bike rides back where you sit in the
you did
the
like
carriage thing.
Yeah.
My uncle paid for that.
Did you sit on his lap?
It was super fast. Well, he was like my mom was dying because she's old, and it was like a mile.
She's a beautiful.
It was
woman,
like a 2-mile walk back, and we had walked like 6 miles the day before, And he was like, "Oh, we'll get this bike ride. I'll pay for it." Well, she's got the money, and we get to the place. There was no money discussed. We get to the place a mile or two down the road. It took like 5 minutes.
Is it not just a tip?
It was $25 a person.
A person.
There was like 6 of us, five of us.
A person.
A person. I was like, I did a double take because literally it was like it was like a 5-minute ride.
I was gonna say, honestly, mentally, I'm like $40-$50 seems very generous.
Yes. Yeah, I was thinking $40.
Yeah. Because normally those pedicab guys are like just tips. They're free. It's free. Just tip me, whatever. 25 a person is insanity. So you went out and turned one on in the near north side?
Yeah, we went around. We did which we never did the Navy Pier, did we?
Not on one of our trips together, no.
Okay.
Sitting at
Are you going to take us there this winter, maybe?
Yeah.
Next time we go, we should do the Navy Pier.
We'll go. We'll sit next to Bob Newhart on the bench.
You walk, there's a bunch of restaurants and stuff, and you can drink the whole time you're on the pier. It's a good time.
Did you see Bob Newhart on the bench?
I did not. I did that. I was already drunk by the time we left the Navy Pier. And then my uncle was like, "Hey, you want to have a drink at the hotel?" I didn't see that at all. I was drunk. And I was like, "Oh, yeah, sure. We'll go have one drink at the hotel." And then it was like, "Hey, we should have one more." I was like, "Oh, yeah." And then that happened like 5 times. And I knew I was drunk because whiskey just does not sit well with me.
Yep. Not a problem.
I'll drink tequila all day. Rum, vodka, whatever. Whiskey it makes me want to puke as soon as it hits my mouth. I was drinking Jack and Cokes, no problem. No problem. So I wasn't even planning on getting drunk Saturday. We had this big tailgate we were going to. All you can eat food, all you can eat drinks. I had one of those moments in the Uber to the tailgate that you had on the bachelor party
in front of Hattie B's.
I had
that moment a few times on that week.
I didn't puke, but I was very close. I didn't even drink one time at the tailgate. It was awful. It was awful.
Yeah.
So if your uncle ever goes one more drink, just don't go.
just
it was a great time.
Just call
we
it.
We ended up wandering around Chicago at like 1 a.m. because he wanted either fried food or chocolate. And it is very hard to find fried food or chocolate at 1 a.m. around Chicago.
So where'd you stay? What were you close to? What part of the city? Close to Navy Pier?
Yeah. Well, I don't know. We walked to it, so it was fairly close. We stayed at the Congress Hotel, some extremely old hotel that was supposedly haunted. It was a shithole.
Did it have doors and full walls?
So I guess there's like one side of the hotel.
It's like right by Grant Park.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is right by Navy Pier. Yep.
Yes.
Yeah. There's one side of the hotel that's like remodeled, and it's just extremely old. I don't know.
It is a 3-star hotel, but its rating on the Google is 3.7, which is not very good.
Yes. Yeah. And then there's one side that's not remodeled, and it looks like you're staying in a hotel from the 60s. and it was
And not in like an endearing way, in like a gross way.
Yes, it was definitely a gross way. It was bad enough to where we paid similar prices to what my uncle paid, and my mom immediately went, "Yeah, I'm gonna complain. We're moving." So we got to the nicer side of the hotel. It wasn't too bad. It was just old. If you want to if you're going to Chicago to stay at that hotel for some reason, like ghost hunting or whatever, I can see like that's the last hotel I would stay at if I was just visiting.
It was that bad. Yeah, but it is very close. Like Soldier Field, the museum campus. You just go a little bit, and you're right there.
You can walk
right there at the museums, or at that part makes sense.
Yeah.
Did you shed aquarium?
I've done it. I didn't do it this time.
Not that trip.
We did the Nike store.
Is that in Navy Pier?
No, I think it's the Miracle Mile or something like that.
The Magnificent Mile up on Michigan.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's literally nothing in there.
The last time we went with you guys was when we got to do the Friends experience in Chicago.
That was cool.
It was fun.
We did the Sephora store.
Is that where you got your makeup?
Did you get your
Yes.
colors done? Make
Yeah.
sure you have the right shade.
Yeah, no, my younger cousin looked at like 5,000 bottles of cologne.
Jeez. It's like the worst thing to buy. There was some girl last night when I was shopping at Walmart over in the health and beauty side, and she was like pulling out all of the deodorants that are in like the aerosol cans now.
Yeah.
And she would like spray it and then smell it. And I'm like, ugh. And I wanted to go down that aisle, but I was like, ugh.
You know, he's like a rich New York kid too, because like bottles of cologne for me, like I haven't worn cologne since I was in high school. But bottles of cologne for me was like $30 bottle of Hollister cologne.
Yeah, of course.
He wants like $180 bottle of cologne that I've never heard of.
That's like so wasted in our family because Jeremiah will get a migraine like instantly.
Oh, yeah.
if I wear some kind of a fragrance.
Sarah will put something on, and I'll be like,
and it's like lotion. It's something not
what
even
did you
crazy.
use, woman? You're trying to kill me.
Trying to seduce me.
No,
no,
it's not that.
He's gonna go throw up and have a migraine.
Instant
great.
vomit, just bad. I'm a pain.
I'm like
to
that
live
with candles. Not like the expensive stuff, but like,
yeah,
candles are my thing. I love candles.
You are such a romantic man, Chase Peyton. Thank you for being here.
Does Katie know
Thanks,
how
Brad.
good she has it?
Genuinely appreciate it. Looking forward to next week. We'll see what happens. Sarah's taking me to New York City in a few weeks. It's not the Magnificent Mile, but we can do Fifth Avenue. Maybe she'll take me to Macy's. We'll compare it to how Macy's used to be in Muncie. Are they different? We don't know.
I went to
find
the
out.
Chicago Macy's and it was fine. I don't want to go to the New York City Macy's. I'm sorry.
God dang it! I can't go to the Olive Garden.
I'll take you to all kinds of pizza
or
places.
the Macy's
When did I ever say Olive Garden was out of the question?
or the Chili's.
Well, not New York City.
Or the 5 o'clock somewhere bar at Margaritaville. She says no.
It's apparently right next door to our
She
hotel.
says no.
And
All
I
right.
said no.
Thank you guys very much for being a part of the show. We'll see you next week.